Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the mistakes that you can make as a rookie truck driver, and make sure to watch to the total end because some of these tips definitely can stop you from getting to an accident, which is basically career suicide. So the first tip I want to say, every time someone sees a tractor trailer, they see money. Most people, they see money. They don't care about nothing else. They see money. So they will brake check you and they will try you because they are trying to get money out of your company. So always be on your P's and Q's. When you on a beltway, and say for example, everybody knows that Prime goes about 63, Swift goes about 68. If your truck goes 68, 70, if they're getting on the beltway, you want to always move into another lane if you can, because obviously they're going to slow you down. You're going to have to stop. You're going to have to move down to 63, 65, whatever they're going at. And even if you just see a Prime up the road, you're going to have to slow down. So you might as well just get into another lane so you can continue the flow of the traffic that at the speed that you want to go. I always say with recruiters, don't always just fall for what a driver says that's trying to get you to use their referral code. Of course, they're going to tell you that the job is perfect and good. Like if they can't show you receipts of their check, or if they don't show you receipts of their check, of course, listen to it, but don't just think, oh, okay, everything's going to be everything. And even if they do, just because their recruiter might treat them a certain way does not mean you're going to get the same treatment. You might get better treatment or you might get worse treatment. You never know. Truck driver, they're going to try to get you to go to New York City. They're going to give you the worst runs and stuff like that. If you are not comfortable driving in New York City, let your dispatcher know, let your planner know immediately. Or at least be like, oh, can you see if somebody can I ride with somebody first, or once y'all in training, oh, can we get a load to New York City? I need to see how it works in New York City because it's different. Like New York City is different than riding in Ohio. It's very different. All right, now you got a tight turn, right? Do not be afraid to use both lanes. Use all the space that you can so you do not hit a stop sign, you don't hit a person, you don't roll over a curb, you don't hit a car. Use both of those lanes because in some instances, you ain't got no option. You're going to have to use both of the lanes. Hey, your company does send you to New York City and you be like, okay, I think I want to try New York City. Ask if you can do a night run so it's not going to be as busy or whatever. Like your first run over there, ask if you could do a night run. Like, so just so you can see, and it's not a lot of traffic, and say you do make a mistake, you can back up or you can fix it faster than you could with a whole bunch of people in traffic, because sometimes you might just get in trouble because you got nervous. Another one is, make sure them brakes are completely set when leaving that truck. Like I said, so many people get caught up like that, not setting their brakes, and then they run into something, or maybe they can catch the truck, but you're going to have to be on your P's and Q's regardless. Always make sure them brakes are checked, just like you making sure that kingpin is fully locked around the locking jaw. Like that stuff is really important. Anytime I come back to my truck, anytime I hook up, I always make sure I get under my truck and make sure that kingpin is fully locked around the locking jaw or whatever. Make sure that the handle is where it needs to be, and I do a tug test. And if I'm just coming back to my truck, say from the fuel island, I'm going to get under my truck and look just to make sure, because I don't ever want to be caught slipping, because that is career suicide, period. If I ever feel like you want to ask for help or you need help, ask somebody. Do not be afraid to get out and look, and do not be afraid to ask somebody. I guarantee you somebody is not going to tell you no unless they just like late for a load or something like that. But I don't know if it's a female thing or whatever, but ain't nobody ever told me no. Nobody told me no, period. But nobody ever just gonna be like no. But let's just say they do. It's alright, it's alright, whatever. But they probably was like they was running late or something like that, because most of the time it's not like social media, like where people be mean to you. Like, I'm not saying people won't be mean to you on the road, but it's not real. People not really gonna be mean to you if you ask for help. Now they might be aggressive like on the road driving, but they're not gonna be this rude just because you're asking for help. And if that thing don't look safe, it look like, oh, okay, I might make it, I might not. Do not do it, or get out and look or whatever. Like I said, when in doubt, get out and look. Don't take it as embarrassing. Everybody had to start from somewhere. Get out and look. Do not always rely on your trucker GPS. Do not rely on that trucker GPS. Of course, that's your go-to, but don't think your trucker GPS will not take you down a small tight street. I don't know why, but sometimes it just do. So you always want to look. That's going to be your best friend. Looking and getting out and look. Anything when it comes to looking, look. Trip planning make sure that you go on Google Maps or whatever Apple device thing that y'all have, so that you can get like a satellite view, because Garmin, Trucker Path, Rand McNally, whatever y'all talking about, some Co-Pilot now, most likely they is not going to take you to the trucker's entrance. They're going to take you to the main entrance. So you always want to be able to see, especially if you ain't bobtailing, you want to be able to see, like, what's the trucker entrance? How do I get into the trucker's entrance? How do I get out of the trucker entrance? Is it going to be hella trucks on that trucker's entrance? Where is it? Every day, and this is why you try to not park on like ramps and stuff like that, but every time you move that truck, like after you take your 10-hour break, you want to do a pre-trip, even if it's just checking your lights, checking your oil, checking make sure that nobody pull your release handle and stuff like that. At least do some sort of a pre-trip. But definitely, like I said, check them tires, check them lights, and check that oil. Tires and oil would be the main thing, but tires number one, because y'all probably see it all the time. I even posted it on my TikTok. Trucks be catching on fire. Like, trucks be catching on fire. Like, them tires, that's the most dangerous part of the truck. If that shit blow, it can be deadly. It can be deadly. And some people say that you supposed to drive for everyone, but sometimes it is better to hit a car, a deer, or whatever, versus killing yourself trying to swerve over to the left, swerving over to the right, and you just die. Like, you just die. So it's like, it's a choice. Of course, we all know any job, pretty much, you go out, you might not make it home, but try to make it home safe to your family. Especially if you're getting tired and stuff like that. Pull that truck over. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. If you are tired, pull that truck over. Try to be clean. Do not have nothing on your dash. Like, I see some trucks, it be like hella shit on their dash. Like, you can just imagine what it looks like inside of the truck. And I'm not saying you gotta have the cleanest, tightest truck, because it's a small space, stuff you get junky and stuff like that. But at least, like, everything that everybody gonna see, DOT gonna see, shoot, if it's that dirty, they might ask to come inside. I gotta see what's inside of that, make sure that is road ready. We're not supposed to have any alcohol on this truck. So if you do, definitely don't be having your uniform on, your vest on, because you can't have it, period. So don't be leaving no trails that you're a truck driver. Trucker, you are a target, period, because of the money, I feel like, number one. But number two, they be feeling like truckers cause a lot of accidents. So you a target. So you always got to be on your P's and Q's, period, regardless. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's no way around it. And don't just think that you see a truck driver on the road, that just because you're another truck driver, they're going to be considerate to you. That's not always the case. Some truck drivers are more inconsiderate than four-wheelers. If you have never been to a shipper or receiver before, make sure that you are basically crawling that truck, like going like 5 miles per hour or less, to make sure that you do not miss your entrance. I remember one of my jobs or whatever, I was supposed to go to the railroad because I was doing intermodal, and I made a mistake. I was already inside, but they told me I had to come back in 15 minutes because the load was not ready yet. So I went, but you had to go out, and then I had to come back in. But the way I had came in, it was unfamiliar to me, because I had to like do all of this stuff to get back to the beltway and all of that stuff to make a U-turn. And I missed my exit, so I had to go all the way up the street and back all the way back just to make it to the exit. And you don't want to do that. It's embarrassing. And if you can't drive, who knows what will happen. If you got Oricom, PeopleNet, Zonar, Qualcomm, make sure you know that system in and out, because that can mess up your money. If you ain't doing it right on the system, that can mess up your money. And make sure that you TransFlow, or whatever system y'all use to get y'all paperwork sent to your company. Make sure you do that as soon as you drop the load off, because you don't want to forget anything. You don't want nothing in this industry to mess up your money. You're already chasing miles or whatever if you do sip them out anyway. You don't want nothing mess up your money. Oh, in the comment section below, if you are a senior driver or any driver, it don't matter if you got a muff experience, because everybody has value to add. Do you think it's better to get paid cent per mile, hourly, or percentage of the load? Saying, always get out and look, especially when you're especially when you're getting under the trailer. Do not always get out, especially when you're coming under the trailer. Always get out and look, because the worst thing you can do is jump your kingpin. Like, you don't know how you're gonna get out of that situation. Most of the time you do, but it's not an easy test. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna just get out. No, you be stuck onto a roundabout. Always take out both lanes. A truck cannot, unless you real good, but a truck cannot just be in one lane on a roundabout. you gotta take out both lanes. But that's just my experience. If you're driving and the area seems iffy, oh, it's been 10 minutes since I seen another truck, you probably somewhere that you don't need to be. You probably so, because the truck is, I feel like out of 10 vehicles on the road, a truck going at least be 4 of them. If you ain't seen the truck in 10 minutes, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. That's somewhere you don't need to be at, because trucks probably can't get there. Especially if it's like daytime or something like that. Get your ass out of there. I was saying places to drive: NYC, Newark, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Atlanta. They're some of the toughest places to drive because there's a lot of traffic and how people drive there. Shoot, even certain parts of Virginia. Well, maybe not Virginia, but it's some of the places to drive. So you gotta like be on your P's and Q's times 10. It has been yellow. I mean, if a light has been green for too long, you might as well start slowing down, because most likely it's going to turn yellow, which is a no-go or no-go. It's going to turn yellow pretty soon, most likely. So you might as well slow down, because if not, you're going to be in say you do end up stopping, which I don't recommend it. You might as well just go through the light, because you're going to be in the middle of the intersection, especially if you heavy. But pretty much, like, even if you empty sometimes, never stay on duty more than 5 to 10 minutes, because that's going to mess up your clock. It's going to mess up your clock. You want to get, especially if you're cent per mile, which most truckers are, you want to get the most out of your clock possible. You keep on hitting the rumble strips, it's time for you to pull that truck over. You do not want to kill somebody or kill yourself trying to get the load. The load will be fine if it gets there tomorrow. If you got to wait a day because they saying they ain't going to take it right now, fine. But at least you are able to get home safely to your family. There's been so many instances where truckers think, oh, okay, they can make it, especially team drivers. You really got to think about that when you're a team driver. But even if you solo, it do not matter. You want to make it home. The goal was always to get the load. The goal is always to get the load there safely and to make it home to your family. Be out here getting fat on this road. Get a jump rope, get some weights, walk around the lot at the shipper, the receiver, listen to podcasts. You don't want to get depressed out here. You don't want to get fat out here. Do what you can do to move around. Like if you in Las Vegas and stuff like that, shoot, get your Uber, go to the Bellagio, go to Fat Tuesdays. I know you're supposed to be drinking or whatever, but do something fun. Go to the casino. Go to the casino. Have fun. Like, just a lifestyle, but make it fun. Don't just be out here just bored. Backing, especially like when you ain't perfected backing yet, just go like 1 mile per hour, because it's going to be easier for you to like make it up, or say if something go wrong, it's going to be easy for you to fix it, versus if you're going too fast, it's going to be way hard for you to fix it. You might have to really start off. I say this, but don't worry about people rushing you to back up. They can wait. Let them wait. Don't let nobody rush you into something, because it's safe if you get that accident. They ain't going to take that accident for you, and they're going to laugh at you. So let them just be mad that you late, or that you taking too long. Look over your check to make sure it's straight, because a lot of these companies do be playing games out here. If they can get away with not paying you for something, they will. The world is just struggling right now, so just watch out. I ain't saying your check will be messed up, but especially when you new, you gonna have to watch that ahead. Try to look 15 blocks ahead, or whatever will be 15 blocks ahead at all times. So say traffic is going to be stopping soon, you already know that. You can already start putting your blinker on now. You already know that, and that might be saving you an accident right there. You do not want nobody. You don't want to hit nobody, and you don't want nobody to hit into you. All right, y'all. So be safe out here. If you have any other tips or suggestions for new drivers, old drivers, because even if you're an old driver, you can use these tips too, because anybody can get into an accident. If you have any tips, period, just write it in the comment section below, and I'm going to put in the description box everything that I have on my truck that I feel like is essential for a truck driver. So if you want to take a look at that, I'm going to put that down there below. And I just want to say thank y'all. I be so humble. It's a humbling experience. Anytime I get a new follower, I do not take this lightly at all. I love you all. Thank you for being part of the community. And if you have anything positive to put down below, like that will help anybody out or something like that, put it down below. We all need help. We all need tips. We're supposed to be a family. We're supposed to be out here working together. And like I said, if you have a company that you want to talk good about, bad about, you want to send it to me in my email. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all.